Oh shit, hold your horses, it's finally happening. Hello everyone, I'm Kai Notebook. So I've been using Notion for a while to organize my life because, I have OCD. I've recently updated my Notion page and today I'll be showing you how I organize my life with Notion. First of all, I just want to say a huge thank you to Notion for sponsoring today's video. If you're not an old subscriber, when I posted my first Notion video, I prayed to dear heavenly God that I would get sponsored in the future
I'm just
by Notion.
exaggerating. I generally use Notion. Notion, sponsor me, please.
And now it's happening. Oh my god. I am so happy right now. Like seriously, even if they didn't sponsor me, I would still have made this Notion video. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's continue on with the video. So if you guys don't know what Notion is, essentially Notion is an all-in-one workspace. Wow, that sounded really scripted. I mean, it's not like I'm reading from a script though. Anyway, Notion is a tool used to create different workspaces, whether that be for team management, notes for your school, to-do lists, calendars. It's all possible in Notion. God damn, I'm good at this. Now, yes, while this video is sponsored and partnered with Notion, I do generally think that Notion is a great service to use for organization, productivity, and management. I've been using it for 2 years and this YouTube channel honestly wouldn't have existed without it. Like if Notion was a woman, I'd probably ask her out on a date. TMI? Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, let's start with the tour. First, let's talk about what got changed in my Notion page compared to my previous Notion setup. If you haven't watched my previous Notion setup, how many times am I gonna say Notion in this video? Essentially, I stripped down all my pages to the bare minimum, as I didn't want to clump up my Notion page with useless information and graphics. Well, for my current Notion setup, it pretty much follows that ideology, the minimal but useful setup. But this time, I added more aesthetics to the page. Yeah, you like that word? Aesthetics. Honestly, what's my channel at this point? Now, compared to my bland minimal setup before, now it looks a bit more vibrant with the graphics and a page cover, etc. I also lessened the amount of information showing my homepage so that I don't get overwhelmed whenever I open Notion. Now, speaking of homepage, let's start there. So, when you open my Notion page for the first time, you're greeted with my homepage or my dashboard. Essentially, my dashboard is divided into 4 parts. The top area contains this little greeting message because, I have crippling loneliness. And just below it is my daily highlight block. Whatever I need to do or accomplish today, I write it down here. Now you can make a to-do list in Notion. Personally, since I use Google Tasks already, I don't need a to-do list in Notion, but if you ever needed one, there's the option. Just below are the other 3 sections of my homepage. On the left is a weather widget and a clock widget. You can get these both from infj-a, which is a website where you can embed widgets to your Notion page to make it look better. I don't know why I said it like that. It's just a nice quality of life widget that I placed that tells me the time and the weather for the day. Makes me look like a pro Notion user, am I right? In the middle section, we have links to my other pages as well as a routine template. I put this here so that every time I wake up or prepare to sleep, I can refer to this block as a checklist to make sure that I finished everything in my routine. And of course, I put quick links here so that I have easy access to the pages that I've accessed the most. On the right section, I have my life progress widget, current goals, and current habits. The life progress widget is just a great indication for me every time I log on into this page that I'm gonna die one day. Moving on, below the life progress widget is my current goals tracker. As you can see, here are the current goals that I have for the upcoming months, weeks, or days. For example, as you can see, I want to gain weight before the end of March 20, therefore I set up a formula which tells me how many days I'll have left before the D-Day. Now this is great as sometimes I tend to forget the little goals I have for myself, so logging on to see this is great. Moving on to the next main page, we have my self page. This page is where I store most of my non-academic or non-YouTube stuff. Essentially, this page is for myself, hence, self. Yeah, I'm pretty witty. Anyway, this page contains a few sections that I color-coded. But anyway, let's start with my dwindling aspirations, my goal section. Now, under goal section, we have resolution. And in my resolution page, it's pretty much where I put all my goals and aspirations. And while yes, having goals is rather an amazing thing to have and will point you in the right direction in life, it's also a great way of reminding you that life's not fair. I blame being Asian. The next page is my her page, and basically it's a page that reminds me that I need to have good standards when considering a partner. Now you may be asking, why would you have such a page? And well, if me being 18 doesn't convince you enough, well, let's just say that there's a point in my life where I realized that I had terribly low standards for my partner. Matter of fact, it was so low to the point where technically a piece of rock could qualify to be my wife. Still better than my ex. The next page we have is my dream board, and it's just a bunch of pictures. And finally below are the pages for my current goals and my current habits. I already showed these pages in the homepage, so I'm just going to move on. The rest of the pages are pretty much same to my previous setup, albeit the different icons for each page, as well as some addition and some pages added to the page. How many times am I gonna say Notion and page today? Here we have game reviews, obviously a table for the list of games that I played, as well as my personal rating and my review. I just wanted to share something real quick. You can skip this part unless you want to, care about me. Just kidding. But after 8 freaking years of playing on cracked clients, I finally bought Minecraft yesterday. I've been playing Red Wars lately, and honestly it's been so fun. My friends and I are super bad, but yeah, we've been enjoying a lot. That was really unrelated, but yeah. Anyway, moving on. Next, under the productivity section is where I keep all of my productivity pages, just like how I keep my children hostage. Now, the first page is my productive shop, and this is basically a page where you completing certain habits can grant you money in exchange for rewards. It's like a cool little cash-in idea I had, but I don't use this anymore since I have my phone habit tracker, but this took way too long to make, so I ain't gonna remove this anytime soon. Under the page is my daily journal. It's just a database filled with entries from my days, and I used to use this when I didn't have a phone as a habit tracker. Now, honestly, it quite worked really well, but I stopped using this once I got my phone, so I just keep it here in case I want to use it again. And finally, my routines page is just a page for routine ideas in case I don't know what to do in my day. For example, I have a study routine idea where I spend the whole day studying, or a YouTube routine where I spend the whole day dedicated to me working on YouTube videos. The next section we have is my film section. This is where I rate and review all the movies, K-drama, series, and anime that I have watched. Personally, this is one of my favorite pages to own because I love reviewing movies. It's just a fun thing that I do at the side when I'm watching movies. So, having a database of all the stuff that I watch is a fun thing to do, so having pages to track all of those is cool. My movie review page is rather a simple one containing 4 columns. The name of the movie, the state of the movie, my rating of the movie, and my mini review of the movie. Looking at it after watching a lot of movies, it definitely looks cool with all of the movies that I have watched. Same goes for the other pages. Next section I have is the book section, and the first page under the book section is writing. This is where I keep track of all the current ideas I'm trying to write, as if ever I find the time and the mood to write a book, I would refer to this for inspiration and to look back at my ideas. My library page is essentially my mini Goodreads page, where I track all of the books that I've read, as well as my ratings and review for them. And finally, the quote library is where I store most of the quotes that I find amazing and that I want to keep for memory. Currently, I have 1. The next section is money, and you guessed it, this is where I handle things that are related to money. Genius. The first page is my shopping cart. It's essentially a gallery of all the things that I want or need to buy. The great thing about Notion is that you can add certain properties such as price, the priority of the item, etc. I don't currently have a lot of things that I want to buy, but if I do, I would add them here. The page under the money section is the gift page. Essentially, it's a page where I keep track of all the gift ideas and the gifts that I want to give to my friends or for other people. I'm forgetful, yeah. And finally, the last section in this page is my health section. Workout page is just for a page for workout inspo. I put things such as routines, etc. Recipe page is where I keep some recipes that I want to try in the future. And dance is where I keep track of the K-pop choreographies that I've learned. The next main page for my Notion setup is my academic page. Just like the name, this page is pretty much the page I use for prolonging my suffering, aka school. This is also where I track things such as exam dates, goal dates for extra studying, the assignments I have, etc. Currently I'm finishing school, so I don't have an assignment tracker as of now, but once I head to university this year, I probably will update my Notion page then. I have 2 sections here. The left section is where I store all of my pages for my school and my textbooks. On the right is the calendar I use for deadlines and goal dates. I want to show you what my textbook tracker looks like. This is one of the textbooks that I'm studying right now, and this is how I keep track of the different chapters that I'm studying. I'm not far in yet since I don't have that much time nowadays to self-study. Hopefully after finishing my school, I get more time for myself. But I try to track each individual chapter so that in case I forget a certain topic or if I'm lacking, I can go back and revise a specific chapter. What's neat about this tracker is that I wrote a formula that basically tells me if a topic hasn't been revised in 4 days. This is to ensure that I keep up with remembering with any topics. Although I mainly use Anki for memorization, this is another way for me to know which topic hasn't been revised yet. Other pages I have here is a blank page. I mainly use this in case I want to present some temporary files or temporary screenshots such as math solutions, etc. This other page here is a list of scientists. It's basically a database so that whenever I come across a certain scientist when I'm studying, I can link that to this database so that every person will be in one page. Alright, and the next main page is my YouTube page. This is the heart and soul of my YouTube channel. This is where I usually plan my videos, store my ideas, manage promotions, sponsorships, handle templates, etc. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this channel wouldn't have existed if it weren't for this page right here. On the top here is the general overview of what my channel is about. So as you can see on the left, you'll see a little bio of what my channel is, and to the right, a little table of the different content types you will see on the channel. The stars represent the usual performance of those types of videos. Below on the left are the different pages for handling my YouTube channel. On the right is my shipping address. Now, obviously for the video, I changed it a bit so that my shipping PO address isn't leaked. Moving back to the left side, my first page is my main video database. This is where I keep track of all the videos that I made, am making, and will make in the future. What's great about the database feature in Notion is that you can assign each element with a different value. So for example, I can assign each video a tag that shows me what stage I am in the video, whether that be for scripting, editing, or publishing. What's even more great is that I can press each individual element to open the page and write the scripts for the video itself. You can even create relations to different pages, which I'll show you right now. This section right here shows the sponsors I have in the video. Click on this, it will lead into another page where I keep track of all my sponsors. Other pages are self-explanatory, like my parcel page, which I use to track parcels, my Instagram and TikTok page for Instagram and TikTok, even though I'm not super active on Instagram and TikTok. But yeah, such a powerful page, and honestly, I wouldn't have this channel without it. Thank you again, Notion. Moving on finally to the last page, which is my music page. Now, this is a relatively new page in progress because I thought that I can finally focus on music now that my school is ending. Gosh, I keep talking about my school ending, but like, I'm finally getting out of this hellhole, hell yeah! Currently, there are two sections in this page. The first section is mainly purposed for songwriting purposes. I'm trying to learn how to make songs as I don't want to let my somewhat horrible music production skill go to waste. The second section I have is to mainly track all the songs I've learned throughout my life. For example, this month I recently went back to playing the piano and I'm trying to finish Merry-Go-Round of Life, or if you don't know, it's the piano track in House Moving Castle. Notion, being the greatest tracker of all time, is perfect for this. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's Notion video. Again, head down to the description to get Notion for free. You can sign up for a free account down in the description below. I highly recommend it. It personally helped me a lot to do a lot of things, and I'm sure it will help you too. Again, thank you Notion for sponsoring today's video. Honestly, it feels wild that we've come so far that Notion themselves are sponsoring a Kind Notebook video. Like what? It still feels unreal, and thanks to you guys. I hope you got value from the video, and I hope that you got inspo for your Notion setup. Or if you're new, and if you don't have Notion, maybe you're gonna try Notion out and maybe it will help you. Wait, no, I know it will help you. Anyway, I hope you got value from the video, and that being said, I'll see you in another video. Don't forget to drink your water, and I'll see you next time. Bye!